Good morning, race fans. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker here and Keith Fustel to guide you through the day. Keith, we have 9 races coming up and a fair bit of carryover, including the Stronach 5 starting. Are you excited?
Yeah, I actually took a little quick glance. I hadn't had a chance to really kind of dig in. Have had a lot of stuff kind of going on for some family stuff, but I tell you, yeah, a little challenging. I looked at that last leg. I think a lot of people are going to jump in and have a single, but I know we'll talk a little further about the Stronach 5. But yeah, we've got carryovers here, we've got carryovers there. So if you like carryovers, we got them. Yeah.
We got them indeed. And hands up, I'm the one that also singled in that last leg on my
Okay.
ticket. I had to keep my ticket cost down, and that was the way to do it. But I do think that if you want to get a decent payoff, you might just want to try and beat that favorite in there
Yes.
because you know everyone's going to have them. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Of course, we'll start with the things down here. Rainbow Pick 6 carryover starts in race for $15,617 on offer, which is very, very decent. Fun sequence. Tim has a ticket for you. You can find it on laurelpark.com as well. And we'll go over it in the afternoon when I'm joined by Tim Tulloch later on.
Okay.
Let's chat Stronach 5 because we have 2 out of the 5 Stronach 5 legs. We kick things off here with leg A at Laurel Park before we go to Gulfstream Park. Back to us again in race 9. Now, that's a tough race, Keith. I can't wait for us to talk about that one. And then Santa Anita Park race 3, Golden Gate Fields race 3, $154,000, 931.69. But already, as it stands, the pool has grown to $165,000, and it's going to keep on growing. And as you can see here, First Bet also has a promotion on the day, $10 a free bet if you place your wager via First Bet. So go to first.com/bet/promotions. A good app. And even if you don't want to wager that big, you can just put a $2 bet in, and it's just so easy. You can do it from the comforts of your home, wherever you are, as long as you have your phone with you. And nowadays we kind of do, so that should be good. And beat the expert. Now, I'm going to be the expert on Saturday. I've got big shoes to fill, Keith, because you won the Beat the Expert, not last week, the weekend before. And then Tim came back from a little hiatus, also won Beat the Expert. Nobody was able to beat you two, so now it's left to me to continue the streak. So I'm looking forward to it. Fun card on Saturday. I already put my picks in, so I hope everyone else
Okay.
does too. As we go to the jockey standings, because of course, Alexander Crispin and Sheldon Russell. Well, we knew Sheldon was going to go up and try and collar him, did we?
Absolutely, absolutely. He's just lurking. Yeah, I think he's going to edge on by here before the end of the meet. Three wins to make up. I think it's well within reach here for Sheldon Russell.
I think so as well. Sheldon Russell can easily ride a triple on a day and go ahead. Of course, Crispin out with a suspension, so won't be riding for the remainder of the meet here at Laurel Park. But let's look at the trainer standings. We see Claudio Gonzalez still has quite the lead there, but Mike Trombetta has been steadily growing, as well as Jerry Robb, Dale Capuano. These are trainers that are just hitting ever so strongly, and we keep saying that every week because every week they have a couple of winners.
Absolutely, they do. They do. These are guys that have been mainstays here now for a while. You see kind of the new face, last couple of years, Brittany, but she's doing just phenomenal work. And I got some really high quality animals, but Dale, Jerry Robb, Trombetta, Claudio. I mean, Dale and Jerry and Mike have been around for a long time. I mean, I guess Jerry and Dale the longest, but they just do really good work, and they can develop horses. They can, it doesn't matter. They'll deal with anything from a nickel up to a stakes horse, and they do a great job. So they're going to be around here for a while. Those names that you see on that board, they're going to be tough to get past.
Absolutely. Perhaps
Yes.
the new face is Brittany Russell, who's been steadily making a name for herself. And now I do believe a couple of days ago, news came out that she's going to have 10 stalls up in New York as well for
Okay.
the upcoming spring-summer meet there. So wish her the best of luck. That'll be very exciting when she won the Jimmy Wingfield with Hello Hot Rod. Of course, the sibling to Hello Beautiful, a horse that has meant so much to the stable. As we'll have a look at the track conditions for today. It's
Okay.
been windy. It's not overly warm, but we have a fast track once again.
Well, we needed that wind. There was a lot of rain in the area. I know certainly up where I live, north of here a little bit, plenty of rain. The wind has dried this racetrack out, and guys have done a great job. And yeah, we're going to deal with a fast track. It is chilly today. There's no doubt about it. And it looks like, though, some warmer temperatures, consistently warmer temperatures, are on the horizon.
as we'll kick things off here with the first race on the card, maiden 25, 6.5 furlongs. Start of the early pick 5, which of course 12% industry takeout, 50-cent minimum bet. Late pick 5 starts in race 5. I created a ticket for that as well. Can go to laurelpark.com once again. I'll tweet them out as well, and we'll go over them in just a second. But let's dive into this affair here for 3-year-old maidens going to 6.5 furlong distance. And Keith, you landed on the number 4, who I kind of completely disregarded.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I got no problem with that. But yeah, I think Zip the Lip, the race is going to go through him unless one of these firsters jump up and show a lot of speed. I know Carolina Chrome is bred for speed. Going to have to get out of the gate today, but that horse is going to be a factor. But Zip the Lip, I think, is going to be your outside pace setter for Jerry Robb. But El Equalizer, this is a horse, looking at it, going back on the breeding. I mean, there's some okay horses. The Vertical Threat was a stakes winner. Started this horse out, a cheaper purchase for maiden special weight, really the protect move going back as a 2-year-old. But I watched that race. He was traveling okay around the 3/8 pole, and then just something went amiss. I don't know what really happened, but this horse is given plenty of time to regroup. They don't totally give up. They're going to hold the 25 level coming back with Lasix on. Yeah. This kind of layoff, this kind of move for the trainer works. It's a profitable one. It's a higher percentage one. So, yeah, El Equalizer, a little bit of value here, 5-1 morning. Going to be interested to see how they bet this horse, but I think favoritism is going to battle between the 3 and the 7. So,
yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled on the board for the price on the number 4, El Equalizer. Most likely going to be juicy enough anyway to justify a little flutter there. I go with the firster on the rail. Now, I know I've been the one telling everyone that, no, you don't want to take a firster when they're drawn on the rail, because we tend to see that they break inwards a little bit. Horses come over them. They have to have speed. Right. But I just love the work tab coming in for this Jamie Ness firster. And his dam, Las Malvinas, she was second in her first 2 start before breaking maiden on this circuit here. That was a 72 Buyer 7 maiden special weight furlongs, maiden special weight score, making me think if 1-2 Kid does anything similar to his mom, that wouldn't be too bad at all. She was quite the runner, and Jamie Ness can get them ready off a layoff. And I just thought that was a professional work tab coming in here. I like Angel Cruz aboard as well. I thought I'd take a chance here on the inside horses, and I used Carolina Chrome, like that Lacey got him back to the gate after he literally stood in it and lost about 5 lengths, but made up plenty of ground late to make me want to give this 3-year-old another chance here, as we'll get going with the second race of the day. Also a sprinting affair, 6 furlongs the distance, claiming 10,000 non-winners to lifetime. And we'll start with our top selection, the number 4, 7+7, where you also picked a video of 2 starts back where huge late searcher. You can see he had plenty of ground to make up still and just got outdone on the wire that day.
We're going to pick him up this day. I tell you, Save Ground was kind of settling in between, I said, to the inside of Arrival. Really starts to pick it up. Pace, pretty good. Not really contested until we get here to about past the 5/16 to the quarter pole. But 7+7 is going to kind of be able to work his way outward and finish up quite well. This is a tricky little horse. He's kind of looks like a little bit of an in and outer. Last time out, a little bit flat. Back to the 6 furlongs today. I have no problem with the distance. I was hoping for a little bit more speed for him to target. But he brings a natural run here at 5.5. Reverts back to that race. He's going to be a major player. Absolutely.
I actually do think there might be a little bit of speed in this spot, and that made me go with the number 4, 7+7 as well. Because as you mentioned, I think it helps him when they go good clip. I think maybe Kiss the Girls could move forward, was more aggressively ridden last time out. Booyakasha in the past have shown speed, 4 or 5 starts back. Just possibly horses that are capable of moving forward. And normally when we don't see an out-and-out, recent front runner, that could also mean that a fair few might want to lay their claims. And then maybe the outside horse, Isabella's Magic, also wants to move forward, which he did 2 starts ago, and then last start kind of didn't get away as sharply as usual. So it'll be intriguing to see how that will work out as we'll move on to the third race of the day. You can tell, Keith, I'm trying to run through this so we can get to the Stronach races and all the news coming up. Race number 3, a maiden 10 affair, 1 mile, 1 turn distance. My price play is in here, and you have him on top as well. The number 5, Tale of Dixie. Now, perhaps not that much value to be had now looking later on at the odds. I had to do it without the odds, so I was hoping there might be like a 4-1 coming up, but it's 5-2, so we'll see what will happen for this Annette Eubanks trainee.
Yeah, and a lot of situations here, this horse would be 15-1, but this race came up a little bit light from the talent side, unfortunately, and fortunately for the connections of Tale of Dixie. I just thought last race I'm going to toss. He was a little closer than I thought early into that race. Gotten a little bit of a predicament around the 5/16 sort of from. He really wasn't going to fire on from there. He just never looked comfortable to me in this race. I think a clean break, he's going to be well within striking distance and just has to revert back to the 2 or 3 back race, both with trouble. So he's shown a little bit of ability, having some trouble. So I think today might be the day for Tale of Dixie. Because the 6, no telling, his races at Charlestown certainly work, and he might be favored in here. But his Laurel races are certainly lacking to me.
Yeah, I like Tale of Dixie because I think that long stretch to the wire is just going to help him even further, because 2 starts back, he ran on very well in the latter stages there. And he gets a different rider on today as well. So perhaps Thijs Laia Pastine is just going to get a bit more song out of this 4-year-old than Jonathan Joyce did on his last occasion. But he made up 6 lengths in that 2 starts back that I thought was very encouraging. Just stretching out, I think, is going to work in his advantage. So yeah, I use Not Telling underneath, just based that I love a good speed horse to come in here, and he's most likely going to try and move forward. I like the 7, Royalian as well. You use him in second for Andrew Ali. Yomar Orlando Ortiz rides here. Does have to reverse the form a little bit, but I thought he would possibly benefit from getting back out to the mile.
Yeah, he's third Lasix, stretching out to a mile. The 25th of February was a day you wanted to kind of be up close. Speed was pretty good on the 25th of February, and he had a brutal beginning. Got sandwiched in between horses. We probably should have showed that. But take it from me. It was a brutal start. He lost several lengths. I like Ortiz got this horse settled, and he ramped it up a little bit around the turn. He tried to the wire. Breeding-wise, you're looking bottom side. Long. He should be able to handle the mile against this group. Andrew Ali looking for that kind of elusive win here. So maybe rallying, because he showed a little bit of guts after that tough break he had last time, because he was annihilated.
That's definitely an angle I like as well. A horse that doesn't get away well to still then come with a run and not be completely dispirited is very encouraging for me as well. Race number 4, 7 furlongs the distance here, beaten nickel claimers. Of course, race 4, we have lots of things going on. We have a Rainbow Pick 6 that starts in race 4 with a nice carryover here of about $15,617. Tim made a ticket. We'll hit that in the afternoon, but do go to laurelpark.com to check it out. And Keith, you created a middle pick 4 ticket as well.
Yeah, this is one I wish I had a little bit more cash. It could have gone a little stronger in here, and you might. There's some contentious races. I'm going to go with a $27 ticket, 3 deep to get you started. 1, 4, and 8. Fastmaster, my top selection in race 4. Race 5, the 1, 4, and 7. Got a stat there on Dale Cap for baby Melissa. Race 6, 2 deep. 2 of the 9 look like the horses, but man, the 9 better revert back to form 2 back. There's another race. I was hoping to kind of add a horse or 2, but I just can't. I can't make it
in
work.
race 6. I went spready there in my pick 5.
Yep, I can see definitely anybody doing that. Race 7, 2, 4, and 6 to wrap it up. Interesting to see what this firster attracts at the window and what kind of talent the 4 shows for Ben Perkins. Stir crazy. So there you go, $27 ticket.
Yeah, we definitely have a couple of races that I'm hinging around the firsters turning up as well. So it'll be a fun day to keep an eye on all the horses making their race course debut. Race number 4, we see it similarly enough, or exactly is the same here, using the 1 and the 4. I like Fastmaster as well. He's going to go 2 furlongs less today than he did last time out, and he showed speed and first of the claim via Kieran McGee with Carol Cedeno, which is a partnership that I always want to be on when they do team up. 33% together. So yeah, lots to like.
I think 7/8 will work well for him. I think he's going to be able to get into enough position at the 3/8. He doesn't have the speed of a big ham bone, maybe a keeping the piece. Rockefellers, they all have pretty decent speed, especially big ham bone, who I think is really going to be rolling out there towards the front. But Fast Master, a little stat here for Kieran. 10 for 26, 38%. First after a claim, coming back within this time frame at the nickel. You know, he just holds back, comes back at the level. This is when they win, and the ROI is good. So I think Fast Master here is going to definitely improve. You still might get a little bit of a price based on that ugly kind of race last time. If you just glance at it, 46 buyer, where's that? But, you know, respect factor here for Kieran, no doubt, off the claim.
I kind of like the fact that he didn't have a good race last time out, but to me showed so much early speed, now cutting back in distance, and then we might get some value because indeed, as you mentioned, if you just glance at it, that 46 buyer is not appealing at all in a field full of horses that run 60, mid-60 buyers, which includes Keeping the Peace, who's also been running mid-60s consistently for Bob Leaf. We have a video here that was on a sloppy surface at Laurel Park, and that was sort of, this is going to be his second start after nearly a 2-month freshening.
Yeah, I was a little concerned, but I bet this horse pretty good last time. Keaton Exactas, nice little win bet at 5-1, and unfortunately, 27th, another day, speed was really good. Okay, and DC Fireman just cemented it here late in the race card and goes wire, basically wire wires. But I love the ride that LeBar gave this horse. He was able to save ground, eased out. He was finishing with good energy. 7/8 of a mile. He can carry that. He can carry that rally against this group in here, no doubt. Just another similar trip. Just sit, relax, stay a couple lengths in touch by saving some ground, and I think he's going to be a player in here from off the pace.
Agree. I've got him underneath as well. As we'll go out for a quick commercial. Stay with us.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to Laurel Park, 5th race we're on currently. Naomi Tucker, Keith Fusel, trying to pick you some winners on this beautiful Stronach 5 Friday. 5th race here, fillies, maiden claimers, 25 grand for the 3-year-olds, going 6.5 furlong. Both of us landed on the number 4, Baby Melissa. Of course, I also have my late pick 5 starting in here. Before I forget, do want to get you guys on board. 4 and 7 I use in this spot. As mentioned, number 4, Baby Melissa, my top selection here. Stepping it off the claim for trainer Dale Capuanos. Gets the blinkers on. I think she's going to be forwardly placed comparatively to her last outing. Then in race 6, I go 4 deep. As I mentioned, Keith, 2, 5, 7, 9. A spread race. I do like the 2 on top as well as the 9, but wanted to cover myself a little bit at that level. And then in race 7, maiden special weight for 3-year-old fillies, going 6 furlongs. I used the 4 and the 5, so I'm banking here on a firster in Stir Crazy for Ben Perkins, as well as Triton Gal, the number 5 for Leo Ambrogi and Leonardo Carullo. In race number 8, I used the 2 and the 8 here. The 2 Little Huntress is my top selection in that spot. I think stepping back to the 6 furlong is exactly what she wanted to do after showing such an abundance of speed. She has a low draw in this spot, and Brittany Russell and Sheldon Russell is a team you always can count on, especially at this circuit. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do up in New York. At least Brittany will be up in New York with a string there. Race number 9, last race of the day, tricky. Maiden 10 for the ladies, 4 and 5-year-olds, 5.5 furlong. I use the 2, the 10, and the 11. The 11, my top selection in here, classy but sassy. 10-1 long shot I'm using there. Of course, I use Thunder in the Valley, who's going to take a fair bit of money. 11 start maiden, not that appealing, but keeps running her race. And then I use the number 2 towards the inside as well, Tap Dancing Go, who's dropping significantly to the maiden 10 level from a maiden 16 outing, and has that run competitively before at maiden 20 25 level. So definitely a filly I wanted to include in that spot as well. $48 flat ticket. I think there's going to be some value in this later sequence. So fingers crossed we'll get through to that final race, or to the 8th race, because that's, of course, the start of the Stronach 5. So that's when everything matters today. Race number 5, Baby Melissa. Now, Keith, we'll first get going with the replay of her last start. She gets the blinkers on today. Didn't get away last time out, did she?
No, on that drop from maiden 40 where, she didn't run terrible that afternoon for 40. They took the jam job, tried to get the job done. Unfortunately, at even money comes away a step slow, as we see that movie a lot at the mile distance, right? I mean, we just see horses
the inside gate.
Yeah, the inside gate. It seems like you give up a length or two automatically, but right here around the turn, she was just kind of stymied right in behind some horses that were tiring a little bit, and never really got free and just relaxed and ready to run until you see that passed right around the 3/16 pole. But when she does get free and clear and ready to go, she levels off pretty good here on February the 5th. I like this effort. Mind Chef Magic. Here's my biggest concern. Why not a jump up to a little bit higher? I mean, her numbers were okay on the go back. I thought this was a horse that really they might bring back for like a maiden 40. And if you saw I guess there's a maiden 40 coming up in a couple days, you're like, man, maybe we should have. That's my concern, especially with Dale and this kind of like record off the claim. So 8 for 16 he's been over the last 3 years on the dirt with these maiden claimers off the claim.
Incredibly strong.
Look at that ROI, 481, 11 for 16 in the money. Yeah, the blinkers go on. Speed, some of the speed comes out of this race with the scratch of Gal of My Dreams. That was a key scratch. So that's why you've got this 7 here, 9 Mast, who held pretty well through pretty good internals, last time battling. She might get clear in here and just go a long, long way. So Baby Melissa, she's going to have to be tied on. That's my biggest knock, though. Why not a little bigger jump? She's in for the 20. Interesting little move by the connections.
Yeah, aggressive move in a way, because it seems now that this might just be her race, especially coming back with the blinkers on after that sluggish start, and drawn better today as well. I love Dale Capuano on that Turbeck, just because the stats you just mentioned as well. Now, quickly, before we move to the 9 Mast, the number 7, you're saying a stymie run. Now, please educate me on this terminology that I don't know.
Stymied, kind of stalled, and we're always looking. We break out the thesaurus upstairs. We're looking for something. But no, anyhow, and that was it. We probably should have picked up that video, but with time constraints. I mean, she was kind of inside and just nowhere really to kind of get going. And sometimes you watch videos, some people just don't pick it up. But after watching thousands and thousands of racing call charts, you see it, and it definitely cost her, because she would have ramped that rally up from probably mid-turn, and she couldn't even do it until about the 3/16s. So, stymie, kind of called in. I used it in the Preakness one time with one of the horses.
I like it. I feel like I've just learned something. Yes, the number 7, 9 Mast, I included here because indeed seems like maybe the lone speed in this spot, and she's improved massively in her last start for trainer Amy Hall. If she can continue that upward curve and maybe get loose on the front, perhaps Baby Melissa doesn't get going quickly enough, could steal it.
Yes, absolutely. And 9 Mast, the family, you look on there at the bottom, horses that they win early in their career a lot of times out of this mare. So it would not surprise me if she takes them wire to wire. 6.5, maybe that last little 16th will give her some issues. Rockin' Hippie Chick, definitely can't leave her out, really, of your exotics. So she's improving. I like that. She'll bring a kick in here.
Yeah, I like what she's shown in her last 2 starts, especially after a debut that didn't go to suit, and then she really sort of started improving and figured out how to be a racehorse for sure. Race number 6. Now, this is the nickel claimer that I was talking about, that I went quite spready here. 7 furlongs the distance. I used the number 2 on top in this spot. Start with Jerry Robb and John Geraldo taking a juicy 10 pounds off. I feel like this is a gelding that is going to come with that mid-turn move and really try to ramp it up.
Yeah, and start with last time. The hand might have been forced a little bit because of the way the track was playing. We saw that video with DC Fireman, and they were going very quick. Now he comes back in another spot. Man, who's going to kind of go in here when you really break it down? So I think his natural speed, I think he's going to be able to relax, a couple lengths out of it and really bring a much better punch from the 3/8 home. So I think just the way this race is going to trip out for him is going to be good. We'll start with now. Marquez was named on the 2 and the 9. He goes to the
So,
9. We don't know
yeah.
maybe who had the earlier call or not, but extra meter. Here's that angle again. Kieran coming back for the nickel. He's coming back second off of a claim. So I don't know the move last time. No fire really whatsoever. That was a much, much tougher field. So can he show that tactical speed that he showed 2 races back? Because his prior races, he never really had that. He was kind of a laggard. He'd sit back 7, 8 lengths out of it and try to ramp things up. But I do think Start With Yes might have a little bit more positional speed than the 9.
Yeah, same question here with extra medium. Would like to see him forwardly placed from that outside draw. Comes in a much easier field than those starter allowances that always come up so competitive. They're actually like some of my favorite races here. You get horses that are really, really trying to step it up and, of course, protected in that spot as well. Race number 7, 3-year-old fillies, maiden special weight, 6 furlongs the distance. You landed on the number 4, Stir Crazy, who I use in second. First-time starter for Ben Perkins, who has a quite a wonderful record with these first-time starters, and she comes from the OPS Breeze Up. So, of course, we just saw the first of a couple conclude earlier this week. She was a 10-1 breezer, and she's a first crop of Vancouver, who was the Australian champion 2-year-old.
Yeah, Vancouver, they're winning kind of any kind of distance surface, but only about 8%, 9% first time out of the box. Lone sibling, 0 for 17, I should say. Top buyer of a 33 on the dirt, and you're wondering, man, you paid 35, bing, bang, boom. Second dam. Hey, interesting. Second dam is the dam of your top selection in the first race.
No
Las
way.
Malvinas.
Grayson, I looked at the first time, didn't look deep enough. I'm definitely going to go back there.
There you go. So, but even going back a little bit further, the last 3 years, Perkins, he's 5 for 17 with the firsters. Appears to be working quite well at Pimlico. If you're going to be good enough to go, I think you're going to be good enough to win in this spot first out. I'll go with the 4. Start Crazy.
I use the 4 in second there. I really like her in this spot as well. And she's a stocky, sort of bulking looking sprinter filly at the time of the breeze. I had a look back at that. But we see these 2-year-olds frequently come back a little bit later, need some time off afterwards, which is always quite intriguing. I use the 5 Tritone Gowan here. Comes back 19 days after her first start, maiden special weight, where she missed the kick, ends up on the rail, sliding through, kind of similar to what we just watched before as well. Started gaining significantly in the lane, which I really like. Possibly with a good start could be forwardly placed and go for it.
No doubt. You're always rooting for a guy like Leo Ambrosi, right? The man, might be a little too cool for the shorts today. Leo likes to sport the shorts. Sometimes he'll throw the suspenders on. But,
I'll keep my eyes out.
A $12,000 purchase. I love it. Showing that kind of talent to overcome the adversity out of the gate. This filly ran very well. Was it the sloppy track that really kind of picked her up? We don't know. But another one difficult to leave out, but I'm always pulling for these little guys that just don't have a whole lot of horses, and you get a horse with a little bit of talent like that. I'm glad that she's got a spot that looks like she's going to be very competitive.
I just really loved what I saw first time out, so I'm hoping she's going to continue to improve on the back of that. I didn't use the number 6 Besla, Bill Bourne here, Ties Lie Pastina. Good enough figure in the maiden 40 to come back at the maiden special weight, which is also what she made her debut at.
Yeah, and look who she ran behind. She ran behind a Brittany Russell horse, not on my watch. It just was lights out that afternoon. That buyer
and Little Huntress in the first race as well, also Brittany Russell runner.
Yeah. So 64 buyer for the winner on January 24th. You see the comment, finished well. Obviously, she caught my eye with the way she was going past the wire. So there was still something in the tank. So, yeah, I think she's fine. I'm not worried. Maiden 40, maiden special weight, kind of sideways move here for me.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've kind of overlooked her a little bit. I ended up going with the Michael Trombetta pair underneath Runner's Dream and No Chance Given on the rail is getting Julian Pimentel on board. Blinkers go on. We've seen Michael Trombetta improve these maidens quite drastically, so I didn't want to be not on board if this filly does jump up here. Yep. Race number 8, that's it. We're going to get going here with the Stronach 5.
Go.
Of course, leg A is here at Laurel Park Race A, Gulfstream Park Leg B, back to us again, Race 9, Santa Anita, and finish things off with hopefully my single at Golden Gate Fields. We'll quickly look at my ticket as well, a $54 ticket, whereby I used the 2, the 3, and the 8 in this spot. Just wanted to include the number 3, Pretty Laurie. It's been away from the track for a little bit, and Hamilton Smith certainly can get one home at a price. So I wanted to be including everything here in that first leg, and then in Race 8 at Gulfstream Park, Parker. I use the 3, the 2, and the 5. The 3 being my top selection, Bahamian Girl. Dropping down in classes shows so much speed, which I absolutely love, especially after dueling 2 starts back and still gamely continuing. And then back to us again. I only go 2 deep just from constraints of monetary nature. I would have loved to use another 2 horses here. I used the 11, the 10. I would have preferred to put the 2 and the 4 in here as well, because these maiden 10s, we know how tricky they can be. That last race here at Laurel Park has burned me a couple of times now. So if you do have the opportunity, go a little bit deeper. And then at Santa Anita Park, I used the 3, the 7, and the 8. The 8 being my top selection, Royal Orb. It was close to a fast pace set by a runaway leader. Worked for it all the way and just got outdone by Hard Metal, who's reopposing here. But I feel like Royal Orb can turn the tables next time here. And then my single is the number 6, Made in Caro for Steve Mayadi. Comes in here from decent efforts at the maiden 30 level at Santa Anita Park. That's just 1 tick up from their bottom level. So comes in here at the lower level at Golden Gate Fields with the credentials that I think are good enough to warrant a single. But if you do want to use another horse, look at the 2 Malibu Jewel or the number 1 In the Wind, because Keith, we were discussing this, were they? Would you try and beat that heavy sort of favorite in this spot?
Yeah. I mean, I would use the 1. And that would be my other spot. I mean, it's with the $1. If you've gotta, really narrow it down, the 6 is the horse to go ahead. You gotta want to be realistic. You want to be too smart. Sometimes we try to be too smart for our own good, and it burns us. So that's the logical horse to use. Clearly the horse to beat. Now I did a little 5-minute drill, 3-minute drill before the show here, and in leg D, right? The
Santa Anita is leg D.
Yeah. Maiden claiming. You did not use a horse that I have a double check mark next to.
Oh, okay. Which horse is that?
Sky Navigator.
The number 2.
Yes.
Yeah. First time gelding here, dropping in class as well.
First time Lasix on the dirt. Close to closer paces, draws inside. Go ahead and add that one.
I'm going to give you one. Trip last time.
Yes,
go
I'm going to give you one.
You heard it here first from our star handicapper Keith Fusel. In leg D, make sure to also add the number 2. And you know what? It's well worth it. The pool's already over 170 grand. It's going to go much higher throughout the day. So yes, invest something in this ticket. Add the number 2 Sky Navigator in leg D at Santa Anita Park as well. As we'll get going here with the 8th race of the day. Keith, you went with the number 8 in this spot, Paradise Song. Now, I was ding-donging a little bit between Paradise Song and Little Huntress. Ended up giving the nod to the Brittany Russell trainee, but Paradise Song is coming in here in absolutely terrific form and did all the work up front last time and just got taken there by Live and Let Live at the top of the stretch.
Yeah, 90 cents to the dollar. That was a very impressive maiden-breaking score with the Lasix on. We talked about that debut. Showed a little talent. It came up a little flat. We know what the issue was there. But the 12th, I still thought she was going to win it, but that inside that day came back really bad. That was not the place to be. You wanted to be a couple pass, several pass off the inside on the 12. So I'm going to forgive her for that defeat. I think she can go ahead and sit just outside the other speed of Little Huntress. Little Huntress is quick. Pretty Laurie is very quick. So Stalk and Pounce, hopefully the track is playing a little bit more fair. Granted, it's usually fair. It just happened to be that day that the inside was not good. So I'll take Paradise Song right back. I think the 6-horse, Hypnotizada, is a talented filly. Look at those workouts. They took her down south, and they are, going to work on her in the morning like she is a good horse. She's 59-3 after a couple 3/4 works, and then comes back with a minute.
Very sharp coming in here,
Only race with Lasix is 67 Buyer. She keyed up against some decent horses at Delaware, no doubt, and took a lot of play into a big field at Ellis in that stake. So, Hypnotizada, talking about the sale. Uncle Lino, right? $4,000 stallion. We saw one go for $200,000 down there the other day, a Maryland bred. So you might be seeing her sometime in the not-so-distant future.
Also a really good angle to use for those handicappers that are looking for that value. If you look at a sales price and it's at least 5 times higher than the stallion price, you know that they're good movers or that they saw something in. And of course, you also want to look at the dam side as well. But that bodes well in terms of the physical that they fell in love with at the sales. And Hypnotizada, she has been away from the track for 222 days. So hence, I just kind of put her underneath. Think a couple in here here come in here with sharper form. I love Little Huntress. I think this is her spot.
All right.
She did not like the 7 furlongs in the white country there because she went way too hard. She absolutely cleared away from the field early. We're looking at 135, 134 time from US pace figures. That's very, very sharp, and she just completely faded. So this time around, 1 furlong less. Sheldon knows her. Is probably going to sit, hold her back a little bit, save some energy for late, and clear her way. That's my prediction. I just love her in this spot. And after that last run, I'm hoping that maybe we're going to get a tiny bit of value in comparison to normally how frequently they bet the Russell team.
This race was tough for me to line. I actually, I phoned a friend and had him look at it, and the same thing. Neither one of us could be really aggressive, and we know how the money likes to, just kind of I'm rolling in on these Brittany Russell horses. But that last race, granted, it was against Street Loot and all. I thought she was going to do a little bit better, but some of these other horses have shown serious talent. So what do? I got to take three. I got to get 3 to 1 on if I'm going for a win bet here. I can't take anything less because it's that tough of a race. But to your point with Little Huntress, you like her a lot, and also the 20 still slightly negative inside that day. So that should give you a little bit extra hope there with her because she was not on the best part of the racetrack.
And I like the draw towards the inside here as well. She can kind of move forward and possibly either stay off the rail or get some guidance. I'm sure Sheldon Russell will place her in the exact spot that we want to have her. As we'll finish up with the nightcap here. That filly's maiden 10 race for 4 and 5-year-olds, going 5.5 furlong. And you know what? This is probably one of the races that the majority of people playing the Stronach 5 are going to spend a fair bit of time on. Now, we do see this quite similarly, Keith. You end up with the number 2 Tap Dancing Girl on top.
Yeah, for 5.5, we're looking at a lot of horses that have just, they've had their chances. They're not showing a lot. We know one thing with Thunder in the Valley. If she's got a target, maybe at the 8th pole, I'm not so sure she's going to want to go by. That's the thing. So if she's going to make her move and get to the front, I would prefer it to be, somewhere around the head of the lane so she can take it from there if she can go by. But I'll take a shot with the 2. Amy Hall just trying to get back with this filly, get back with this mare, 5-year-old mare, only raced 7 times. But she's got the speed, I think, to go wire to wire against this group. She's run against a little bit better horses. Take the shot. She's going to have to break. She breaks cleanly and gets an aggressive ride. I think she can separate herself from this field.
Yeah, I like her underneath here, especially on that drop here for Amy Hall. But I go with a bit of a price play on the outside. That's the 11 Classy But Sassy. I think she's going to go to the front, talking about speeder. I feel like nobody here really wants the lead. You're mentioning the number 2 Tap Dancing Girl might go forward from that inside draw. I think Classy But Sassy has early enough speed to try and clear over, and Johan Rosado to, time it well and guide her to the win there at 10 to 1 for trainer Hamilton Smith. Has been away from the track since December, but comes in here with, a decent enough preparation. We know that Hamilton Smith doesn't hold back when it comes to preparing these horses after a layoff, so she's going to come in here fit. So I like my 10 to 1 price play on top here. Of course, included Thunder Valley, because you mentioned her before. Carlos Mancia, John Geraldo. 11 start maiden isn't attractive, but 5 seconds, 4/3.
Yeah.
I mean, does she really want to win is the question, though, isn't it?
That's the key. She had every shot to win it last time. That was the day we did have a bust-out lady for Trombetta who kind of came rolling by on the outside to get it done. It's just, man, somehow she gets to that point. You'll see it a few times a year. You'll pick up on a couple of horses. They get there, and they just don't want to get by. So I think her best chance, if she can able to make a pop move, and she's got enough speed in here that when you're really shaking it up, I mean, she should be right with the pace turning for home. I'm just hoping she can't quite catch my 2 horse, though.
Well, I'm hoping the 11 is going to clear away. Thank you, Keith.
Okay. All right.
So much we've covered already, but let's quickly wrap things up with our version here of Lightning Round, bringing you all the news in Maryland and the Mid-Atlantic. And of course, we're going to mention the Stronach 5 again because there's just so much money up for grabs. We're going to hopefully near the maybe 400,000. What do you think?
I think so. I think we'll get to $500,000. Yeah. People have had plenty of time to dig into this. They love a big carryover. You've got some fields, that are a little wide open. Then you've got that single, which will, just kind of tease a couple people to go in and say, okay, now I'm going to turn it into a pick 4.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think we'll get right around $500,000.
We'll be counting down to race 8. Of course, race 8, the 3-year-old fillies take center stage. Just wanted to highlight again how much I'm looking forward to that race, because it's a tough one that we've discussed, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone's got their eyes peeled on possibly some talented fillies that are going to come out of it. I dare say we might see the winner in a stakes next time out here, because that's a good first level optional claimer. So move on to the likelihood of a possible rematch in the Tessio there. You can see the private term stakes. May the Horse Be With You on the rail. Heavy drive there by Sheldon Russell, but there is Charlie Marquez on Shackled Love. 1 of 2 for Gary Capuano in here. Now, how good was that?
That was good. Well, I tell you, if you bet, it was real good, because I thought the horse would be about 6 or 8 to 1, and would you get 20 to 1, 21 to 1 on that one. So, yeah, I mean, now we'll have to see who else comes in the Tessio. But may the horse be with it. Ran valiantly, speed. He stays out of trouble. Yeah, I'm pulling for the locals, no doubt.
Absolutely. Me too. And Gary Capuano, no stranger to Tessio success, won it in 2003 with Cherokee's Bay, and goes in here with, to me, Shackled Love, the type that's going to appreciate the mile and an eighth in the Tessio as well. And then maybe the mile 316 in the Preakness if we're lucky, if he does well. So much to look forward to as we're heading into the spring here in Maryland. Of course, Dubai World Cup Carnival coming up next week. And you got to root for this guy. Jesus' team, 3rd in the Preakness Stakes, but he also won the Claiming Crown Duo at Gulfstream Park and ran 2nd in the mile and eighth Pegasus World Cup at the same track for trainer Jose Francisco D'Angelo. I mean, we got to be rooting for him, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that horse, he did not have the easiest of trips, if I remember correctly. Going back to charts and everything for Preakness calling that. So he's kind of that grinding type. It looks like he wants to do it. He wants to be a runner, wants to grind it out, and looks like he can stay around and definitely has a chance to pick up a piece, and probably, I would think, at a pretty good price.
Yeah, I hope so. And I think the mile and a quarter at Maidan is going to suit him as well. It is going up against Mystic Guide for Michael Stidham, who was 2nd in the Jockey Club Gold Cup and then won the Razorback last time out with a couple of juicy triple-digit buyer figures. So certainly Hayes' team will have to step it up, but he's run triple-digit buyers before too. He ran a 105, 2nd in the Pegasus World Cup, so by no means out of it. I'm going to place a little bet on Hayes' team just for the fact that he's done so well here, and rooting for the connections. So that will wrap it up for us today. Thank you so much, Keith, and good luck with your selections.
I appreciate it, everybody. Good luck.